Alright, today I'm going to show you 5 tools that are kind of unique to me, but hey, you might like them too. I've been thinking about this for many months and I finally pulled the trigger on buying them. I just didn't want to spend the money, but they're not really that expensive. I'll show you 5 tools today that I bought, and well, it's kind of complicated because I ended up building one instead of buying it. Let's get started. Okay, the catch for me today is I've never used any of these tools. I have no sponsors. I paid my own money for these. I just wanted to try them out and I think they would enhance my shop. So let's go ahead and get started. Now the first item on my list is Glide Coat. I've never used it before. I thought it might be kind of interesting. I hope it's in here. Yeah, it is. There it is. They even put it in a plastic bag. Now the thing with this is I've used paste wax for years. Paste wax cost me about $8 for a can, and it works pretty good. It's a little messy to work with. I've got a can over here somewhere. Let me see, there it is. Anyway, this cost me $8. It's almost gone. I needed something else and I thought, well, hey, I'll try this. So let's try this today and see if it's worth it. It had a 4.6 rating on Amazon, about 740, 750 reviews, and it cost $22.60 a can, so it's not cheap, a little more expensive than this. Let's see what happens when we put it to the test on this table. Now I've got a piece of zebra wood here. It's rough sawn, it's not very smooth. If I give it a little push, it doesn't slide very well, so we'll see what happens here. Says I've got to shake the can really well. How's that? Spray a light coat. And let it sit for a few seconds. Says I need a damp cloth, so I got to get a cloth. Here's a rag, an old t-shirt, kind of my favorite rags. Think that's been long enough? Well, let's see. Wipe it off. Not applying a lot of pressure. Feels better already. I'm surprised. And again, I paid my own money for this. And looking closely now at my table saw, it looks like I need to do some work to clean up the surface. It looks pretty bad. So that's if I put about the same amount of force as I did before. It slides really well. That's pretty interesting. I can use this on all of my tools in my shop, my planer, my edge sander, my bandsaw, my miter saw. I think it'll come in very handy. I actually kind of like it. It protects the surface as well as makes it smooth. It's easy to apply. This is a little messier, but you know, it's not that bad. But I'm happy with this. I think I'll use it. Let that sit on there for a few seconds. Actually has kind of a nice odor to it too. Kind of like WD-40, but better. Let's see how that slides. Definitely better. Probably not as much improvement as I saw in the table saw, but certainly feels really good. Now the next item on my list is the Gluebot, and yes, this does look used. I bought this a little bit over a year ago. I actually wanted to put it in the video I did a year ago on tools that I love to use, but it just didn't make the cut list. But I love this thing. I always use these. I like the tips. Sometimes this gets stuck and it's a little hard, but I have to clean that up. When I get to the bottom, I have to wait till the glue gets there, which I don't like. Don't have to do that with this. It's got this reservoir right here, and I instantly get glue when I tip it up. It's got this cover that goes on the top. My only complaint on this is I wear the tips out and I cut them down over time. But hey, I realize now, and looking at this, that I can buy replacement tips for this for like $8.60. I think I can get 5 new tips that I can just screw right on here. It's washable. But when I bought this a year ago, this is the only one I saw. But when I started looking at this, now they have a baby bot, they have a high bot, they have a family of bots you can buy. This is a bit ridiculous. Now, Milescraft does have one that's similar to this. It's about $6, a little under $6. So this is more expensive, but I do like this one, and I'm definitely going to buy some new tips. I didn't even know I could do that, and I think that will definitely extend the life of this. Now, the next item on my list is a marking knife. I've never owned a marking knife before, and I think this will be kind of interesting. Let me cut that open here. I've always had pencils. I've used pencils extensively. This has got a nice weight to it. It's a good knife. At least it feels like a good knife. This is a left-handed marking knife because I'm left-handed, so you can get this in left-handed or right-handed. I think I had to pay an extra $1 for this one, but I think I'll enjoy it. I do have a marking wheel here, and I use this from time to time. This is nice, but I can only use that for kind of straight lines. I have a variety of mechanical pencils at different leads, 2 different leads on these mechanical pencils. I've got a bigger marker. I can't remember what these are called, but these are for kind of doing big things. I've got carpenter pencils. I've got just about everything. I even got the number 2 school pencils, but I don't really use those in the shop. Now, I think I want this for precision, and there are some cases where I really want to be precise, and I think this will come in very handy. This particular knife cost me $23.80, which was probably on the lower end of some of the knives. I've seen some by some of the big YouTubers that like are $100. I don't think I want to spend that kind of money at this point, but this isn't that bad. It's got a user rating of 4.6 as well, and there's about almost 900 reviews, so kind of a good group of people that have rated this. Some of the benefits of this is it will give me unparalleled precision when marking something. Okay, now when I do rough cuts, I would definitely use a pencil like this, and obviously on a darker wood I'll use the yellow or a white marker. Yeah, I mean that's a big line, that works out okay. And then quite often I will use this mechanical pencil, and it gives me a good line, but there is, you know, some room for error there. But when I want to do fine stuff, I think I'm going to want to use this marking knife, and it feels good in my hand, and I know that I'm on the edge of that. Well, I just moved the square there. I know I'm on the edge of that, and it gives me a really fine cut line there. Let's see if I can zoom in and you can see it, and I kind of like that. Okay, the next item on my list is woodworking tape, if you can believe that. Now, there's a lot of uses for woodworking tape. I use this for routing to follow jigs. I've used it to place drawer fronts on drawers. I've used it when I want to cut pieces of wood and I want them to be exactly the same and then split them apart. I've never really been a fan of the blue tape with the super glue, gluing things together and pulling those apart, so I just don't use that. I have always used carpet tape, if you can believe it. I've been a big fan of it. I've used it for years. I've been really happy with it. Now, this gave me 3 large rolls. I think there's like, I don't know how much is 108 feet on each roll, which is quite a bit. So I think this will last me a long time. I know I'll use it, but I've never used this particular tape before. I did take it apart and try it before this video, but let's give it a try and see what happens. I want to look at it in terms of a shear force, and I want to look at it in terms of a pull apart force, and we'll see what it's like. Okay, let's give this a try in two of the methods that I would normally use this tape, which I usually use it in a shear force quite a bit, assuming I can get it to stick. It's thin, but it's not super thin, but it is thinner, certainly thinner than carpet tape. So if I put that on there, I shouldn't be able to slide that, and that works really good. I'm very happy with that, very similar to what I've had before. Now, how about if I try to break it apart? Whoa, hopefully you're still there. Actually took some of the grain off the plywood. I think that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I think this is going to be really good. Now, the nice thing I've always liked about double-sided tape is it can be another set of hands. And if I'm trying to hold some pieces together, I can use this to do that on a temporary basis. So it's like a jig or another set of hands. I think this will really come in handy, and I'm glad I bought it. I've got plenty to use, 3 rolls. But at a price point of like $21 and change, I thought this was a pretty good deal. So I'll definitely use this, and maybe in a year or so I'll let you know how I really like it. Let's move on to the next one. Now, the next thing I want dust collection for my palm router. I absolutely love this thing. I use it all the time, but I don't have any dust collection for it. And I found a couple of solutions online. The one I liked was, well, it was like 35 bucks, and I just struggle to pay that kind of money. So I want to build something for this that I think will work really well. If I can get this off, there we go. I took the top off of this here, and I bought a piece of plastic at Ace Hardware for $4, which happens to be the exact same thickness as this. And then I bought some pipe for $2.21 and cut off a piece that I need. So I could probably make maybe 2 out of this for that price. And I'm going to make dust collection for this. So let's see how that works out. Now this is what I want to replicate, and I want to have one of the holes go in the direction of where the hose will go, or the pipe, because that will give me an opportunity to have an opening where I can suck out the most of the dust. So that's kind of what I want it to look like. I'm probably looking at going somewhere around here like that, and I'll put some curve into it, and then I'll probably just follow the lines of this because that works well. There we go. After my 3rd try, I actually got this to where I want it. I got the hose squished across the cutting plane, and I curved it a little bit on my edge sander so that I could get a little curve and get a little bit closer. And I'm actually very happy with it. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you like these products. These were certainly products that I had interest in trying. And, you know, a number of these I'd never done before. This one, obviously, I did. I like all of these products. I'll be curious to see how the knife and tape work in the long run. I think these are going to be great. And I've already put the glide coat on just about everything I could in the shop. Very happy with this dust collection. It took me a few tries, but the idea was to try to get as close as I could to the router without impacting any work, and try to get as much volume right down there on the head of the bit, and I think I've got that. So, hope you enjoyed it. This is Dave with Level Up Woodworking, and I'll see you next time.